Hello, today we're going to be looking at changing vocals in FL Studio. This includes pitch shifting, time stretching, and using a vocoder, so stay tuned. So the first way that we're going to be looking at changing a voice in FL Studio, whether that's a sample or whether that's your own voice, is through the sampler. So with the draw tool selected, which you can select up here, or you can press P, go to the audio clip that you're wanting to change the voice of. And once you hover over the header of this audio clip, you'll see that it becomes a different icon. So just double click, and here we have the sampler. So in the sampler window, we can use the time stretching section here, and this will allow us to manipulate the voice. So first, let's look at pitch. So what we can do with pitch is we can, as you imagine, move the pitch up or move the pitch down. The pitch is measured in cents, and all you need to know is that 100 cents makes up one semitone. And there's a nice feature in FL Studio where it will actually stop you every 100 cents. Like, you can push through it, but it's like having a knob in front of you and you're turning it, and you can feel that there's certain sections where it's sort of like pausing on. But yeah, that's great, so you can get accurate semitones rather than having to really look and be careful with your hand. And I know for myself, I don't have a very steady hand, so this is perfect. So as I said, we can pitch the vocal up or down by 1,200 cents, which is 12 semitones, otherwise known as an octave. So this is the original sample. And I feel like I'm falling deeper. Now, if we pitch it up, say 300 cents. And I feel like I'm falling deeper. So it's literally that easy to change the pitch, and you could want to change the pitch for a number of reasons, whether it's to fit the key of the song that you're working in, whether it's just for stylistic reasons. Maybe you want a different sound in the voice that you're not getting from the sample or from the vocalist. But this is a very quick and easy way to change the pitch of your vocals. Now, the mul knob next to the pitch knob is controlling the multiplicator, and this allows you to adjust the pitch and the length of the sample. So if you look here, if I click and drag up, you can see that it's increasing in percentage, and that is the time stretch percentage. So if I let go now, you'll see that this audio clip is actually going to be longer. So if I play that, and I feel like I'm falling deeper. And you can also do it to speed it up. And I feel like I'm falling deeper. Now, with stretching out the sample, this option does work well with minor sort of tweaks, but as you get into much longer time stretching, there seems to be quite a lot of artifacts in the sound, and it doesn't sound very pleasant. I mean, obviously you can use that creatively if that's the sort of sound you're going for, but if you're just trying to stretch out the timing and it's quite a big difference, then I wouldn't recommend this option. In terms of speeding up the sample, it works great. There's no artifacts because there's no space that the software is having to make up for. And the third option is the time knob, and as you may have guessed, it lengthens or shortens the audio. So if I click on it and drag it, you can see that the audio clip is much smaller and it's getting bigger and bigger, and I can really drag it out. And I feel like I'm falling. And as you can see, you're also getting some artifacts as you really stretch it out quite a bit. If you want the multiplicator knob or the time knob to affect the pitch of the sample as well as the time, so it corresponds with how much has been stretched out, it will then pitch it. So it's essentially like slowing down a record, and you shouldn't get any artifacts. All you have to do for that is click on resample. We'll play the regular one. And I feel like I'm falling. Then if I stretch it out with the time option, and I feel like so you see what I mean? It's literally like slowing down a record and hearing the sample back that way. And there are many different modes that you've got here. I would really recommend trying out different modes for what you need the voice to sound like. Certain ones will be better with certain vocals, certain ones will be better with different sounds entirely. But it's always best to experiment with these and see which works best for you. Now, another great use for the sampler in FL Studio is to duplicate the vocal track that you have and then change the pitch of the other one, whether it's an octave down or an octave up. Then you can have the same track in unison, but one's a different pitch, and it just creates this nice chorus effect. So in order to duplicate this, we're going to go to the audio clip picker, which is right here, and then we are going to right click on the audio clip that we're going to work with, press clone. Now we have another instance of this. If you were just going to copy and paste it in the playlist itself, then both audio clips will be linked and will be affected in the same way. So you won't be able to keep the original and have another with an octave below. Now we've got that, just drag it in to the start, make sure it's right at the start. There we go. Now just double click on this with the draw tool selected and it'll bring up the sampler window. We can bump that down an octave, bumping it down 1200 cents on the pitch knob in the time stretching section. Now if we press play, and I feel like I'm falling deeper. So as you can hear, it's singing the same melody, but one is an octave below. And then you can blend these using the volume, using EQ, whatever you want to get the desired effect between the two. But it's a really great place to start, just to have them both together sing in unison. I personally like doing this sort of thing in choruses because it really helps to thicken out the vocal and make that big moment just that bit bigger, which we're always looking for in a chorus. So another way that you can affect your voice in FL Studio is using the plugin Vocodex, which is from FL Studio, and this is a vocoder. So in order to get this to work, you need to go to your mixer. So this is the button up here, or you can press F9 and it will come up with this. It might come up with it in a bigger window or smaller window, but you can adjust that to what you want using the arrows on the side or just doing something like this. I like to have it in a smaller format, especially when I'm working with plugins. So I've also got a fruity balance and fruity compressor going in. The compressor is just evening out the dynamics and the balance is just bringing up the levels so that it gets picked up by the vocoder a bit better. Depending on what sort of rig you're working with will depend on whether you need this sort of thing or not. So I have chosen the chord preset and then I've just messed around with some of these parameters, and that's really the only way you're going to get to learn this. Just play about with different parameters in this. Obviously attack is how quickly is the vocoder kicking in, release how quickly is it fading out. You've got your typical dry wet knob all the way up here, and then there's some not so familiar options like car. There are different ways that you can implement this. Just play around with the presets that come with the plugin and then all the different parameters you can use, and I'm sure you'll find a sound that you're really happy with. I will quickly mention as well that one of the cool parameters in this vocoder is being able to switch to a more feminine sounding voice or a more masculine sounding voice and everything in between. So you can really tailor the vocoder to sound exactly how you want it to sound. So finally, we're going to talk about affecting vocal samples or your own voice in Edison. So if we open up an instance of sampler by clicking the add new channel button here and then going to sampler down here. I've already got one loaded up, so I won't do that. Mine's here. And then we can literally just drag and drop the sample into this section here within the sampler window. So if we right click this and press edit in audio editor or press Control E, then Edison will pop up. Edison is great because it's got many different effects within it already. It's got reverb, cutting, splicing, fading in and out, time stretch, normalization, and level adjustments, plus formant editing, which is super useful and I use it a lot. In this case, because we are working with vocals, let's look at the formant and the time stretch within Edison. So you can either work on the whole sample itself. However, if you want to work on a specific section, then just left click and drag it along and you can select which parts of the audio you actually want to work on. To bring up the time stretch window, we're going to click on the clock icon right here. Now within this window, we can time stretch and pitch shift. So in order to pitch shift, we just use this pitch course slider, and this one actually works in semitones. So you can go as low as an octave, which is 12 semitones, and you can go both ways with that. And if you want to be even more specific, you can fine tune by cents, 100 cents each way, which is one semitone. So you've really got quite a lot of flexibility with what the pitch is going to be. And then underneath that, we have the time multiplicator, which behaves similarly to the multiplicator and time knobs in the time stretching section of the sampler. And you can drag it backwards to make it faster, or you can drag it forwards to make it slower. And then we also have methods in here to determine how FL Studio is going to manipulate our time and pitch of the vocal. And you can choose from each one of these. I would really recommend just messing around with these and seeing where you can get with them. And every time you make a change, all you have to do is press this preview button and you can hear it. Now, once we've manipulated the pitch and the timing of the vocal sample, we can look at formant preservation. Now, You can use this to get your performance back to sounding how the vocal was sounding in the first place. So you've got this affected vocal, but it still has the same tone. Or you can use it to create an entirely new sound. It's completely up to you. Now, if you've messed around with everything and you want to make these changes permanent, you can go and press accept. And what Edison has done here is print that effect onto the vocal sample. So what you can do is right click on this sample, press file, and then save sample as. You can then save it, and that's the new affected sample. You can then drag it back into the playlist and use it in your song. Thank you for watching the video. If you enjoyed it, then please consider clicking the like button, the subscribe button, and also clicking on that notifications bell so that you never miss a video. For more in-depth tutorials, check out our website, homemusicmaker.com, and our forum at forum.homemusicmaker.com. If there's anything that you want to see on this channel, then please leave it in the comments section below and we'll get right on it. Once again, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.